Alrighty, guys, we are back. We're back, and another review for my book of Ask and It Is Given. If you guys have seen me, if you follow me on my Instagram, I would love the support. My name is my first is only my first and last name, Anthony Brasida, on Instagram, right? There I put some of my videos here, and also I share other insights that I might have gone from the book that just come to my mind at a certain moment, and I just spill it out because what I noticed also when you have an idea or you have a thought, once you start like, oh, I'll leave it in the day or I'll write it down somewhere, um, you tend to forget it. So I understand why some of the guys that I used to read about, like all these greats, entrepreneurs and Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett, all these guys that have, we call it quote unquote success as we call it in life, most of them had no, they walk around with notepads and they write down their ideas and thoughts. I don't do that. I used to do that, but what I'm doing now is whenever I have an idea and a thought, I just record myself talking about it, or maybe I'll take a note on my note 8 and I'll just write it down with the pen itself. And because it's funny, because whatever idea you have at that moment just disappears within a couple hours or couple of minutes, whichever how busy you are. For me, I know if I don't do it at this moment, later on it won't be the same, or it won't be the same idea. So as she was talking about here with the book itself, was that now understanding that you control yourself, right, and your thoughts. Well, first starts with that, controlling your thoughts, right? But not controlling, but you know that you're aware of your thoughts. But the one thing that she said that does take you away from your dreams and your desires is when you try to control others' thoughts or control other people's desires. Or you might not be agreeing with their desires or with their decisions or judgments in life. Something that I work on. I try to let go a lot. Especially with significant other, you tend to be a little bit controlling, not a little bit, a lot controlling, and I don't know if I guess that's something that we were born with, but you kind of tend to like feel like if that person doesn't, I guess, abide by your rules or whatever it is that you were talking about in love, you feel that they're not loving you, and then you kind of lose track of your path, because she states that when you're trying to control somebody else's path, you not focus on yours, which is like I used to, growing up, my mom used to always tell me when I was in, I think, in high school, and I think at one point I must have had like 2 or 3 girlfriends, but not girlfriends, but just girls that we were just talking. And my mom always say, she would say, you can never, if you ever try to cook 4 pots at one time, and not expect one of them to burn, or to basically not cook right, you are in delusion, right? So it's the same thing. Like if you have a focus on yourself, it's hard to be focused on somebody else's life and focus on yours as well. So this goes for us as parents as well. Sometimes we have our kids and we're so focused on our kids, we tend to lose track and sense of ourselves, of who we are, why we're here, what we're doing. Obviously, parenting is number one, but you also want to have understanding that the kid's going to grow up, right? I was watching a movie, I found the weekend, my daughters love this movie. I forgot the name of the movie, but I believe it's with Billy Crystal and their grandparents. They go into town to visit their daughter, and the daughter is so busy being with her kids and like making sure they have their practice, their auditions, all these things, and her husband's away in tennis, becoming like an almost a professional, and she's not able to make it, or she told him she can't make it because of the kids. And the grandparents are there, but she said that she has to be there for her kids, and her mom tells her, listen, the kid's gonna grow up and he needs you right now, and you guys are gonna be living the rest of your lives together. So it's like a little message to everybody here. We gotta take care of yourself first, and your those closest to you, and also understand that you are the most important thing right now. You have kids, parents, grandparents, everybody around you that needs you, but they cannot get the best version of you if you do not focus on yourself. And that's something I do for myself. I try to practice every day, because the only reason I give them the best version of myself is by me focusing on myself. You hear a lot of all these others, great wisdom from, you got Will Smith, Jada Pinkett. She says, if your cup is not full, you cannot give to others, right? So it's kind of the same thing. You got to make sure you focus on yourself, make sure you're on track, make sure you're happy, make sure you're emotionally fulfilled, make sure you are doing things you love for sometimes every day. It doesn't have to be all day, but a little bit of the day. If you have to wake up earlier, wake up earlier, but always try to do things on your time and that are for you, so you can go ahead and be able to give to others and serve others, right? Because that's what we're here for, right? We're here to serve other people. But of course, I lost track of that note. But in the book, she was trying to say is that stop trying to control others. We cannot control others. We will never be able to control other people's emotions or actions. But you can control how you perceive it and how you go upon it and how you basically don't let that affect your vibration. She talks about how about your vibrations. You want to be positive and happy and emotionally feel good. Don't let somebody else's unemotional vibrations affect yours. I can give an example where the other day I went to the restaurant to eat with my daughters, and I walked in, I greeted the owner of the restaurant. His vibrations were kind of like off, didn't seem too happy. I went to the waiter. She felt like she didn't want to be there. You could tell she was like tired, exhausted. And I'm like, oh, saying how you doing, good afternoon, very excited. And my old self, I would have been like, let's get out of here. Let's go somewhere else. But I stayed, and I said, I'm gonna be the positive part of her day, of his day. And I stayed and I ate with my daughters, and I gave them a regular tip. I think it was like 18%. I could have given her less, right, because of her service, but I felt like it's not up to me to judge that. I'm gonna try to be as spread as much positive as I can, and hopefully they're able to acknowledge that in their own time and just be able to pay it forward to the next client, the next customer, or their family. Maybe they go home to their family and they're actually more happier because although they weren't at their best, somebody still gave them that recognition, right? So it comes in life. We got to have more empathy, right, for ourselves as well. But first and foremost, she was saying, focus on yourself, and don't let others' vibrations and actions, right? If they're not appreciative of you, they're not really reciprocating your vibrations. It's okay. Just keep on being yourself. Keep on spreading the best as you can, and believe and trust that everything will come back to you. But at the moment, we have to understand that everybody's at a different path. She was saying also, you don't know what the other person, maybe their parent has passed away, maybe their dog got ran over, maybe they lost all their money, maybe they got a divorce. Like, you don't know what they're going through, so it could be the reason why they're giving these bad vibrations, and they're being so not somebody you want to be around. So note to myself. So take care, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.